Hey everyone! So this is the second video for the Magic Fortune 8-ball cookie project. I have split them into 3 so that you can see the code in the different phases. Today I'm going to work on positioning images and then having like a message over the image. So I grabbed an 8-ball image off the internet, and then I tried to sort of, in Photoshop, I took just that circle. So here's the image. I copied the circle and made a new file. And this one has a whole bunch of layers. So what I did is I figured out how to make the text look a little bit like an 8-ball. I added a little bit of inner shadow, some outer glow, some drop shadow, just kind of played with it till I liked the look of it. So then I went and I turned on each layer and then saved the files. I made sure that it was on a transparent background. And I just used quick export as PNG. And so what I ended up with was this set of files. So I've got all these different images that will appear inside the 8-ball. So let's first, let's get our 8-ball on the page. So let me close all this stuff out. Okay, so here's our index page. Right now it just looks like the old magic message fortune cookie thingy. So let's do some changing. I'm going to change this to magic 8-ball. And then I'm just going to change this. Let's see. I want to have an image with an ID of, I'm going to call it triangle for the message inside, and then a source of something. And then I'm not going to use, I'll just change picture to triangle, and then this will be the 8-ball. Okay, ID 8-ball. So this is images 8-ball. This one is images. I will do shake me as my default. I actually want the triangle to go below the 8-ball because I want it to draw on top of the 8-ball. Okay, so now I want to put them in a div. So I'm going to make a div. And I will give it an ID of magic. Okay. I want a div because I want the 8-ball to size to whatever the div size is. So I'm going to go into CSS. I'm going to use hard sizing on this because it's a lot harder to do sizing when you're dealing with absolute positioning. You can use percentages, but it's a bit easier with pixels. So I thought I would just do pixels first. And actually, I don't want to size the, well, I do want to size the 8-ball, but mostly I want to size magic. So magic, ugh, I hate these. Stop. Okay, so magic is going to be, it's going to have a width of 800 pixels. And the 8-ball is going to be a width of 100% because I want it to be whatever size the bounding box is, which is this div of magic. And the triangle, I'm not really sure, so I'm going to just make a guess. I'm going to say the triangle should be have a width of I don't know, 250 pixels, and then I'll let the height be auto. Let's see where we are. Okay, so it looks pretty close. I'm going to position it on top first, and then probably check the sizing. So there are a couple of reasons why I put it in a div. One, I need a parent to say, hey, I'm the box that you should position yourself with. So that's this div. And so this is kind of like the parent, and then the children are these images. So I'm going to say to the magic parent, I'm going to say, position everything relative to me. So that will mean that if I tell either of these to be position absolute, they'll kind of look up the chain and they'll say, oh, my parent wants me to be positioned relative to them, not some other larger thing. Okay, so the triangle, we want to do position absolute. And I'm just going to guess. I'm going to say the top is something like 250 pixels and the left is something like 250 pixels. So I'm figuring this out by the div. And actually, let's just put a border on there. 2 pixels solid red. So you can see what I'm talking about. So if I look at this page, there's this bounding box, and this is where this is being positioned. So it's 250 pixels down and 250 pixels over, which is not quite right. So let's inspect and do some switching. So let's just try 210. Oh, I don't want the width to be 210. Sorry. I want the positioning to be, let's try 210. Maybe a little bit lower. And then this one needs to go over more. 260, 270. 280 is too much. 270. Okay, 270 and 215 looks pretty good to me. So I'm just kind of over. Yeah, that looks about centered. Okay, 215, 270. Here we go. 215, 270. Now, if you watched my previous video, all the hard work is kind of done. Now we just need to change things up in the JavaScript. I do want this centered, so I'm going to just do that now. You can, since I have a width on this, I can just give it a margin of auto, and that will center it on the page. And now I can get rid of that. Oops, sorry. Get rid of that border as well. There we go. Right. Cool. So we're good. We have no border. We're looking pretty. We like it. Okay, so JavaScript. So we don't need this stuff, but I might actually I'll keep the console log just so we can tell that things are changing still. Because I had a typo. I tried this video once already and I typoed something, and it took me a while to find it because I had taken everything out and I didn't feel like putting it back in. Okay, there we go. Cool, cool. All right. Okay, so all of these place kittens are going to be images. So I just want to do that first because it's tedious. Watch out for those quotes. You don't want to lose them. Ding. There's my dogs. Ding, ding, ding. There's because they're slightly different, there's not really any way to make this faster. But there we go. We're done. Okay, first image is going to be boop doop. There's lots of cussing in here. Awkward. Oh, I forgot. Oh yeah, PNG. This one is bad timing.png. Now the thing is you may say to yourself, well, this JavaScript is inside a folder, so I need to get out of the folder to get into the images folder. But we're not actually all we're doing is we're putting this in the HTML, which happens to be index.html. And so it's just straight up images / the name of the file. So we don't have to do any rooting around in files. Okay. Let's see. Bad timing. Boy.png. Definitely yes. .png. So see how I have more than 10 images? I could go in and just say case 11, case 12, case blah, blah, blah. Oh, there's no default. That's not a good thing. So probably maybe let's make the default. Well, it should be shake me really, but that would be boring. Thoughts, we'll do thoughts. Okay, sweet. Let's try it out. Did I forget anything? I don't think so. Message me. Okay, that's not working. What did I do? Images. Oh, because it's no longer picture. Command Option find. I want to find picture and I want to replace it with triangle. Okay. Ta-da! Triangle. All right, and then just to make sure, let's look at our index. So we don't need this because we got rid of all of the show me stuff. We just left the console login, but we still need a button, and maybe we'll just ask the 8-ball. And if you've never seen an 8-ball before, it was this very cool toy. I'm sure they still make them, where you shake it and it gives you a different answer. So you can ask it a question and then it'll give you the answer. So first one's nope. So yeah, it's looking good. Ooh, this one's broken. I wonder which one this is. Let's check the console log to figure out which image is broken. Console. Absolutely not. Maybe broken. Oh yeah, see, there's a typo. Aquaward. All right. Aquaward. Awkward. Okay. Sweet. And I think that is probably it. So yeah, if you go through the first video and come here to the second video, easy peasy, right? Just making sure. It looks like everything's working good. Okie doke. There you go. Your beautiful 8-ball. I am going to upload this to github.com. And actually, if you are new or rusty with this lovely app called Github Desktop, I highly recommend it if you're not a Unix person and you want to use GitHub. It's very user-friendly. So I'm going to go to File and I'm going to say Add a local repository. And then I'm going to go find it. I put it in my sites folder. I have a lot of folders. Magic Fortune. I'm going to open that and it's going to say, whoa, this is not a Git repository. Would you like to create it? Yep, I sure would. You can keep all this first one the same. Create repository. Perfect. Now it has saved it locally. And now I can push it to GitHub. So I don't even have to do an initial message. You usually always have to have a message here, but as you can see, it's already checked in my changes. So now I'm going to click publish, and this is going to send it to github.com. I'm going to keep the name the same, but this is very important. Make sure to uncheck this. Keep this code private. You do not want it private because it will be private and no one will be able to see it. Okay, and then publish repository. And then voila, now we can view it on GitHub. So if I click here, it'll go to this repository. And there's one more step I need to do. So I already have my username.github.com repository. You just need to have a repository that is this. So it needs to be exactly your username. .github.io, and then you'll be able to use GitHub Pages. So in settings, there is a Pages tab down at the bottom. Yes, there it is. Oh, they've changed it again. Thank you very much, GitHub. It's now in the middle of the page. And all you need to do is change source from none to either main or master, whichever you're seeing, and then click save. You don't have to change root at all. Click save. It'll take a few minutes, but this is the URL that it will be. So I always like to go here, copy this, copy the whole thing, And then let's see, in my page, you can add stuff over here in the About section. You can add the link, which is pretty sweet. Magic 8-ball and fortune cookie. There you go. Save. Ta-da! And now let's try the link. It may still not be there. So a cheat is to, if you go to index.html, sometimes that will get it. Sometimes you have to just do Command-Shift-R to do hard refresh. Sometimes if someone else goes there, it makes it happen. But yeah, it usually takes about 5 minutes. So I'm going to pause and be right back when it actually works. Hooray! My site works. And now hopefully this link goes to the right place. Hooray! It does. And so here's phase 1. Message me. And then here is, go back, phase 2. And now I'm going to work on, oh, look, it's like overlapping. Now I'm going to work on phase 3. Thank you very much.